Hello and welcome to Silent Creativa. So let's talk about dolls for a moment. I started repainting 1 year ago after I saw some videos of Delightful, and yeah, I had a doll which I had since my childhood, which is an Action Man doll, and I repainted him. 10 years ago, I found out about Ubitsu dolls, and I bought one of it and two guys and another doll, and I spent a lot of money for these dolls. I can't show you the body of the Ubitsu because I sew her into her dress, but I repainted her as the second doll. Yeah, and then I have the two guys that are still not repainted because, yeah, just because. And the one I put there now is not able to stand, so he will fall down all the time. And yeah, this was the basic collection I had. And I was like, yeah, I have them. And then they were in a box for 10 years. And then I started repainting. And first, I refused to buy Monster High dolls because of their proportions. And uh, I wasn't quite happy with them. But Barbies weren't that nice either, so just because they don't have that much articulation and not that variety of face molds. So I finally had to buy some Monster High dolls, and yeah, today I am quite happy about them. One thing that I always wasn't so happy about was that they are so small. I really liked huge dolls and I always wanted to have some, but the typical ball jointed doll is quite expensive and nothing that I can afford to buy. And so I was quite excited when I saw the first 17-inch Monster High doll, and I bought one, started repainting her, and never finished her. Just because. I'm not sure. There is a lot of things that are not. I'm not quite happy with her, and maybe I will repaint her again, and we will see. But I was searching on Amazon for dolls, and yeah, then I found a doll which is, I think, 45 centimeters big, and bought her and loved her, and yeah, now I have her for 1 month now, I think, and I really like her, but yeah, after she was finished, I watched on Amazon again, and I found an even bigger doll for quite a low price. You already see her with her face up because I lost the footage, or no, I wanted to uh, get some more space on my laptop because it started to run quite slow and deleted everything that I haven't used, and yeah, I deleted the footage of her too. So you see her with her face. Let's ignore for a moment that I already spoiled you with the end of the video by showing you the results or the finished face up, and let's just adore her 55 centimeters of cuteness. I really love the face mold. I really love her articulation. Her joints are a little bit, yeah, they are not so pretty at the elbows and at the legs, but She is very movable and very affordable too, so maybe you will give her a try if you are interested in repainting or customizing your own huge doll. And her whole body or her torso is made of silicon, so she is quite, I think it's silicon, it could be vinyl too. She is quite squishy, which is great with the things I have in mind for her. And I will show you the progress of making her in, I think it will be 3 parts. The first that you will see now is the face up and the eyes. The second one will be the dress and her shoes. And the last one will be hair and jewelry. I will not make a wig for her. I already have one, and I will just style it, and the most part will be the jewelry. For this part, I started as most of the time with shading, and yeah, first 3 layers of Mr. Super Clear. At the moment, I'm not quite sure if 3 layers are really necessary, but that is something I will talk about again. So first it was shading her with soft pastels, and I use quite cheap ones, and then coloring her lips with my Faber-Castell pencils. And yeah, I decided to go with just a easy makeup, not too heavy, not too much black or too much color in it, something more natural for her, and I'm quite fine with this. I love the most on every repaint has to be the lashes, because I'm not very good at gluing lashes. But it really helps the doll come to life, so I haven't found a way yet to avoid gluing lashes. The main thing for the eyes was I first took some polymer clay and just pushed it into the eye socket, and after baking I removed the shape of the eye to have the complete eyeball and made a hole into the center for the iris. Then I smoothed it out a little bit and made a mold out of 2 parts silicon. Yeah, I think it's silicon. Um, I first thought that I could do this too with just some silicon and the mold making method that I showed in a video quite at the beginning of everything. And yeah, I decided to go with this because it's more detailed, and I really wanted to have the eyes as exact as possible. After 40 minutes, the silicon was cured and I was able to make a second mold, and then I prepared some resin, mixed in some white, and yeah, made the eyes. Surprise! To color the eyes, I used some soft pastels and watercolor pencils again. I made a first attempt of eyes, or a first version of eyes, and they weren't quite pretty, so I started again, and with this, with using the soft pastels and watercolor pencils, I was quite happy. For the first version I used acrylic paint, and I wasn't that happy about them because it was quite dark and I wanted the eyes to be a little bit lighter. After I was happy with the color of the iris, I took some half pearls, I just had yellow ones, glued them in the middle of the iris and painted them black for the pupils. To seal everything in, I used UV resin this time and later glazed them with some glossy varnish, and I did at least 2 coats, I think. Though the eyeballs are quite, yeah, they sit in the eye sockets quite well, so you don't really have to glue them in. And this is the face up and the eyes. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will stay tuned for the next parts. Have a nice week, and until next time. Bye.